Oh, hi, everybody. Um, it's Dark Laser here. So, Greg it's still not over Shane Dawson. I mean, it's bad enough. You have your wife cut her hair to look more like a boy, and now your wife has gender dysphoria issues, and now you call her your husband just so you could be more apathetic to the LGBT community. It's so pathetic that even after so many years, you still decide to mock Shane Dawson. Your most recent video that you put up last night is still proof of that. I thought you got a tattoo on your arm saying, "Do not engage." You call yourself a fax machine, self-titled, by the way. You call yourself the most honest YouTuber. Greg, how is that honest? I'm genuinely asking. Um, I wish there were more YouTubers out there that uh, would rip you apart on a day-to-day basis. Um, I know there's like 10 YouTubers I know of out there that actually genuinely despise you. You make videos on people every day, whether it be Jacqueline Glenn, whether it be Mr. Repzion, whether it be Shane Dawson, which you have a plethora of, whether it be EC, mocking her for her body issues. You mock people's body issues. Greg, you are one to talk. You have what they call rosacea. Okay, you have a skin condition that you put tons and tons of foundation on, and a studio camera light your face up so you don't have that. Greg, you are 35 years old. Are you not comfortable in your own body that you have to mock others for theirs? You see, you wrote 3 books, and in these books you have these bully characters. It makes me wonder: were you bullied as a child? I kind of have this sinking suspicion that you were, because you're still stuck in the mind of a 15-year-old edgelord who think they're edgy and emo and shit. I was that way for a while, but hey, I grew up. Um, I mean, it's people like you, Greg, that really show the kind of character you are. You have this air of stupidity around you. You wonder why nobody fucking likes you, Greg. You wonder why these reacting channels do not like you, these response channels do not like you. Well, I actually have an answer for that. Because you constantly uh, do stupid shit. You constantly try to claim you're the most honest YouTuber. And you put your Twitter behind a paywall when you found out Mr. Repzion followed you. Um, After I called you out for being a sociopath, you disabled the comment section on your YouTube channel, which is fucking hilarious, by the way. I would show proof of that, but of course, since that day happened, he did block it before I could get any proof. Um, I find it rather hilarious, Greg. Now, I know you have your people watching, people, your fans, and the way you talk to your fans, Greg, is sickening. The way that you talk down to them, the way that you attack them. You're not attacking the person who is making a video on you. You are attacking your fans, the people who are watching. You always say this constantly, well, I'm not married to you anymore, so I'm not going to put anything out there. Greg, you're full of shit, and you're going to put the video up the next day. You're going to put a new video up the next day. Oh, that's not current. So, in your mind, when somebody gives you, like, let's say you get a court order, and the officer gives you a 5 year, um, what do you call it, restraining order, and within that year, you keep going to their house, driving by them, and everything else, and they catch you doing it. You go to the courts and go, that's not me. That was my emo Charlie guy. That's not me. That was someone else. So another character I made. Do you think a court system is that stupid to fall for that? Greg, you try to sue people for slander and misinformation about you. I have a number of people that you have talked about slanderously, well, in your logic, slanderously to people like Jacqueline Glenn. You constantly mock her for her body issues. You constantly mock EC for her body issues. Greg, what is it with you and body issues? Your husband is fugly and is a piece of shit just like you. Because she went along, sorry, he went along with your predatory lifestyle. The fact that you had an underage girl living with you trying to get guardianship and then you fucked her at 18, that's a little gross, Greg. That's called grooming. And people try to say, oh, well, it wasn't grooming if she was young. I didn't I didn't eat the pie. Greg, you might as well have. She came out saying that, oh, I can't answer that question. That's really, a psychologist would say that something did happen. But she won't say because she's underage at the time. Greg, I have a 15-year-old niece and cousins and nephews. If any of them met someone like you who's over 30 years old, who's slightly older than me, that is sickening, Greg. I don't care what you say or what you do, because people like you should not have a YouTube channel. I've said that before in a couple other videos, but it's the truth. You should not have a YouTube channel. People have been deplatformed just for having a difference of a political opinion. But you get to have a channel when you're sitting there saying, oh, well, what if she's 15? Well, we're allowed to have opinions about people, last I looked. Yeah, if they're an adult. 15 is not an adult. Jesus Christ, dude. And your sick and twisted mind. And do you think that's okay? And does your husband think that's okay? Well, obviously he does. But Greg, come on, man. You claim to be some kind of saint. But in reality, you're not. You have this hero complex. You have this god complex. You have, at some fashion, an Oedipus complex. Because, as it's stated in your last book, ugh, it's gross, man. You're like those guys on YouTube, like those map and no map people. You're a minor attracted It's some sick name. It's gross. It's a sick name pedophiles give themselves. Oh, just because you won't touch them at 15 years old doesn't mean you're not attracted to them at 15 years. That's still disgusting. That's still sick. And people have gone to prison for less than that. Okay? Jared Fogle, whether he touched kids or not, still had child crap all over his computers, which is why he went sent to prison. Greg, do you idolize Jared Fogle? Do you think he's a good person? You must, considering you don't see anything fucking wrong with having an opinion on them. You're sickening, Greg, and I really do hope that your channel does die. Even though I know it is, even though you're just trying to get views and you keep throwing Shane Dawson's name in there, which you have no right to do. If okay, just because I stopped making videos on this person for one day, that's okay. I'll just make another video about him next week because that's not current. You piece of shit. Shane Dawson did nothing wrong to you other than not wanting to be with you. And that hurt you so bad, you have to make constant videos on them. Almost every other week. There's like a Shane Dawson video. Nowadays, you have a Shane Dawson cat video. You're mocking his cat. Greg, what the fuck are you? You sit there, you mock someone like that girl, the one who beat her dog and spit on it and everything. You sit there and mocked it when you're sitting there mocking Shane Dawson's cat. You're a fucking hypocrite. And in my last video, I said I hope you burn in hell. If there is one, yeah, you really should. Peace.